What's going on, everyone? Nick or Catalyst here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. Happy Friday, everybody. Well, it's Friday when I'm recording this anyway. This will probably go up the next day around 12 p.m. But I'm sitting at my desk right now about 10:45 at night with a cup of coffee. Why with a cup of coffee? I guess I'm just insane to have a cup of coffee at 10:45 at night. But I've just been sitting here right back in my chair just thinking about the Modern Warfare Alpha that I've been playing pretty much all day. The Modern Warfare 2v2 Gunfight Alpha that was released about 3 p.m. Yesterday, actually, on Thursday. And, you know, I kind of had an idea that Infinity Ward and Call of Duty were going to do something like this. You know, they've done it a couple times before, you know, where they released it a day early and they're like, surprise, it's live a day early. But, you know, they've done it a couple times now, like 3 or 4 times with their other betas and alphas. So I don't know how much of a surprise it really was, but not complaining either way. But yeah, I've been sitting at my desk thinking about my experiences with day 1 of the alpha, or I guess it's day 2 of the alpha, in preparing my thoughts to have an open discussion and an unscripted discussion on my thoughts of the alpha overall and what it means for the future of the game and what it means for the future of my channel. Because if you're finding me for the first time, I am a Battlefield competitive player. I've been a competitive player for a long time now. I've been a fan of Battlefield for a long time now. I haven't played a Call of Duty game, and by play a Call of Duty game, I mean play it for longer than 3 weeks and not hate the game by the time I'm done with it. Unfortunately, that was my experience with not only World War II, but Black Ops 4. I think the last Call of Duty I played extensively was Black Ops 3. This is the first Call of Duty that I think I'm legitimately going to play again, and I have got to say, to be completely honest with you, I'm blown away by this alpha. And sure, it's just an alpha. It's one game mode of what is going to be a more fleshed out experience, a larger experience with way more maps, guns, game modes, all of that jazz. I think the beta comes out, what, on the 15th of September? Something like that, so not too far away. But with what we've been able to see so far, what I've been able to see so far, I am absolutely enthralled with this game. I am as joyous as can be. I don't think I've been excited for a release of a first-person shooter in a long time. And, you know, it occurred to me that maybe I'm just feeling this way because I'm excited to be playing something that's other than Battlefield 5, which is a complete dumpster fire in all regards and situations, especially with the removal of the 5v5 competitive mode, which was announced, I believe, yesterday at Gamescom, or by the Game Changers, or whoever DICE, you know, chose to do the dirty work and announced that the 5v5 mode was canceled. But yeah, the thought definitely crossed my mind, you know, maybe Catalyst, hey, the reason you're enjoying this so much is because you're not depressed playing Battlefield 5, and, you know, I took that into consideration, so I kept my mouth shut and held my peace and started asking a whole bunch of other people, friends, people actually in the game chat lobby, which was actually a pretty interesting experience. No, go fuck your mother, no, suck my dick, or any other things that might get me demonetized from saying hi YouTube, by the way. But yeah, I was playing with my friend Brandon the first night, which I got that clip that started at the beginning of the video. I don't know how really good that is. I thought it was, it hyped me up, that's for damn sure. It hyped up my buddy Puma, who was share playing when I got that clip. So I don't know, let me know how good it is in the comment section below. I'm sorry guys, I'm used to Battlefield clips. I know what the quality of Battlefield clips is. I don't know about Call of Duty, especially a 2v2 game mode. But moving on, I was playing with Brandon the night that it released. And, you know, we were, you know, slaying and slapping people around, having a fantastic time, laughing, you know, figuring out settings. What do you do here? Well, what do you think about this? And we were generally having a pretty good time. And he was having the same experiences and the same feelings that I was having about the game. And then earlier today, I played with my real-life friend Corso, who I've known for about 4 years now. And he doesn't play Battlefield. He doesn't play Call of Duty either. So he's pretty impartial to that whole debate. And, you know, I was asking him what he thought, and, you know, he was having a pretty good time too. And so it kind of brought my thoughts together, saying, okay, maybe you're truly having fun with this and it's not any kind of biased or forced kind of happiness that you're having with the game. So hearing my friends and other people's opinions kind of echo what I was feeling really validated my suspicions that this is in fact something that I do enjoy playing. And fact of the matter is that DICE, Battlefield, this Modern Warfare is a Battlefield killer. I mean, this might not kill the franchise. I don't think anything is going to kill the franchise, especially with rental servers coming out. I think players will return for rental servers, but until then, and until Battlefield Bad Company 3 comes out, which is what we all assume is going to be the next Battlefield title, Call of Duty is going to steal a lot of Battlefield players, and it's going to put Battlefield into a very, very tough spot, really sandwiched in between a rock and a hard place. Like, this is bad. This is very, very bad if you're DICE and EA right now, because this game really is that good. And I think that it's going to greatly affect the sway of the perception of the first-person shooter market, if it hasn't already done so already, because as I said, not only am I enjoying the game, it seems like everybody else is as well, which is fantastic. You know, you always want games to succeed. You never want to hear about failures in that sense, because you think about how many people spend so much time making this game. You know, you got to sympathize with them when it doesn't, you know, work exactly like they plan to. But that's definitely not the case with this game, at least thus far. Modern Warfare definitely has the potential to be catastrophic in changing the landscape of the first-person shooter, especially on console, and really changing the fate of the Call of Duty franchise, because it seems like it was going downhill, and obviously Activision has had its greedy, bad business practices rival that of EA's over the past couple of years. So this game could be absolutely massive. I guess ending with the general overall statements, what I liked specifically about the alpha. First of all, I mean, this game looks absolutely gorgeous. The new revamped engine definitely is something that I think needed to come, and I'm glad that it's here. This game really looks pretty, and it really looks smooth to play. There's a lot of motion blur, which is something that I turned off in all the settings. The motion blur is something that I suggest that you turn off in your settings as well, because it makes the game look a little bit more smoother, less realistic, but still it's going to play a lot better for you. But speaking of realism, I don't think this game has any problems with realism either. This is definitely probably one of the more realistic first-person shooters on the market. It's definitely more realistic than Battlefield is at this point. I mean, you see the smoke coming off of guns. You see, you know, just realistic and very, very smooth looking weapon animations. This game looks and plays wonderful. Sometimes, you know, the game can look really clunky. You might be taking a look at the gameplay right now and saying, well, Catalyst, this definitely looks really clunky. Does it play like that? And no, the answer is no. This game plays very, very smooth. The movement can sometimes take a little bit getting used to, but I think that's more of an issue of changing your settings around and overcoming some bad default settings, and then the game will definitely start to feel a little bit more fluid for you. This is definitely a game in which a scuff controller is going to give you an advantage. That's always kind of been the case with Call of Duty, so that's not really much of a surprise, but you know, I kind of got a couple of bunny hoppers that reintroduced me to that type of gameplay very, very quickly. But something I will comment on is that the aim assist is still very strong. It's always been very strong in Call of Duty as well, so if you're a fan of, or you're not a fan rather, of strong aim assist, this probably isn't going to be for you. I'm not necessarily a fan of strong aim assist, and definitely one of the things that I think you can compare between Battlefield and Call of Duty is that Battlefield definitely is superior when it comes to tweaking your aim settings and your sensitivity and your aim assist settings and all of that jazz. And the strong aim assist can be a little bit frustrating at times. You see people just spamming their left trigger or I guess your right click for, you know, mouse and keyboard, because this game is actually mouse and keyboard compatible on the PlayStation 4. You know, it's going to be cross-platform, and there are settings to run mouse and keyboard in the settings, so that was quite interesting. I didn't really come across many mouse and keyboards players, but I think that's something that can be discussed rather in another video. But aim assist being so strong, definitely see people spamming their left trigger. Definitely shows a lack of skill, and that's been one of my gripes about Call of Duty for a long time, is that anybody can spam the hell out of their left trigger and perform kind of well. Kind of makes, you know, the eSports scene look a little silly as well. You know, you take away the aim assist and you wonder how many of those players would actually still be good at the game. I imagine quite a few of them. You know, you can't teach positioning, you can't teach mechanics and overall gun skill, but I just always felt that was interesting. But yeah, overall gunplay is very powerful. Everything feels very strong. I like TTK. You know, I don't like my Call of Duty games to be super spongy, which it's not. The guns feel very powerful. Recoil feels very firm. Feels like you're really shooting a gun. Everything packs a punch. gunplay feels really, really good this year. I say that acting like I've played the game every year, which I haven't. I guess it's a slip of the tongue, a Freudian slip. But it feels really good. Like I've said, guys, I've been really impressed by this entire experience. You know, I wasn't really expecting much. You know, part of me was hoping that maybe it was going to be a little bit of a disappointment. Maybe that's the pride in me as a Battlefield player. You know, saying, hey, you're not as good as you thought you were, but this game really is good as it thinks it is. Really, kudos to Infinity Ward. Hats off. You've made what seems to be a pretty good game. Obviously, jury's still out. We just got to wait till October 25th to really give a final verdict. But as far as lag is concerned, didn't really have any performance issues. The servers did go down once for about an hour and a half, at least for me. Maybe it was longer for others, which I think is a good sign. You know, even though the servers went down, it means that a lot of people are trying out the game, which is always really good. It seems like a lot of people are interested, so it's good. It's good on Infinity Ward that not only were they able to get their servers back up pretty quickly, but it's good on Infinity Ward that they've only had one crash so far. I guess the only other thoughts that I have is kind of the gunplay. Some of the guns feel fantastic. As you can see, I'm using the MP5 right here, and I get absolutely freaking hosed by this guy in the head glitch. That's a really strong position. A lot of people just run up there, prop up, and hose you down. Corso can't clutch it. What's wrong with you, Corso? Jesus Christ. Yeah, some of the guns feel very, very strong. MP5, a lot of the full auto guns feel really great. Pistols and shotguns, not so much. I feel like the spread and the hit detection needs to be tuned up on those. The M19 pistol feels absolutely trash. Feels like garbage sometimes. As does the shotgun, as I already said. So, you know, a good step in some balancing to make things feel a lot more consistent, as that guy gets absolutely turned on right there. Yeah, just some finer tuning to make the gunplay feel a little bit more consistent in terms of balancing the actual balance of the weapons would be good. Because as I said, some of the guns feel stellar, other guns feel like trash. But other than that, you know, as I guess I should wrap up the video, it all feels really good. I cannot say more how impressed I am with what this alpha has shown me, and it really makes me excited for the future. Now, what does the future hold? Well, obviously, I think I'm going to be playing a lot more Call of Duty this year. It's going to make its way into the content of my channel. Does this mean I'm throwing away Battlefield? No, absolutely not. I'm still going to be playing Battlefield. I mean, I play for one of the best teams on console. Why would I throw away Battlefield? You know, that's something that I'm very proud of, and I think that's something that my core audience, who is mainly Battlefield, is going to want to see. But, you know, I look forward to, you know, hopefully building content and making content that people of both sides could enjoy, and there's something for everybody, and, you know, people stick around and stay along for the ride with me. Because I know that a lot of people are in the same boat as I am. And, you know, it's going to be a transition period for a lot of players, especially Battlefield players, as they struggle with, you know, the fate of Battlefield 5, and, you know, the reality that there's another game on the market that is probably more worth their time at this point. Of course, that's just my opinion. Others are entitled to theirs as well. But as I said earlier on the review, this game's a Battlefield killer. It's going to take a lot of people away from the Battlefield franchise, and I think all the power to them. You know, DICE needs a kick in the pants, and that's really all I'll say about it at this point, because I'll start to get on a rabbit trail that's going to make this video turn negative very, very quickly. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. This isn't something that I do a whole lot, where I just sit and I just talk unscripted. Probably makes me sound like a babbling idiot sometimes, but with that being said, if you did enjoy it, make sure you drop a like on the video. Drop a comment in the comment section if you've been playing this alpha. What do you think of it? Tell me what you're expecting, what you're thinking overall. If you're new here, subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow me on Twitter, and join my Discord if you're interested in that as well. Turn on post notifications if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Nick, or Catalyst, and I will see you all another time.
Without you, I remember myself, my name, forgot about all